What's up everyone, welcome to another video by CGF. Today we will be reviewing the OnePlus 8 Pro. So I have used this phone for a week and I must say that I'm pretty impressed. I had been a Samsung user all my life and have used all the phones in the S series lineup. Last year I went ahead and bought myself the OnePlus 7T, which I stopped using after a week. The reason behind that was I was simply in love with my S10, which I personally think was the best phone till that time. So now, 6 months down the lane, I tested the S20 Ultra and now wanted a piece of the OnePlus new flagship, the 8 Pro. In my last video, I unboxed and explained the different variants for the OnePlus 8 Pro. If you have not checked out that video, link is in the description below. Let's talk about how I am finding the new OnePlus 8 Pro after 1 week. The phone is packed with some amazing features. It has 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigabytes of memory, 4510 mAh battery. It costed me around $899 USD plus tax. The price of the phone will vary according to your country. In US, if it's for $899 USD, in Canada, you will get it for $1399 Canadian dollars. And likewise, in India, you can get this for 55,000 rupees. I'm pretty impressed how the things are going so far, and as compared to my last decision for the OnePlus 7T, I won't stop using the OnePlus 8 Pro. The display size is massive and the phone is not heavy, which gives it a good friendly feel to the hands. They have got an A+ rating from DisplayMate, giving them an award for the best smartphone display. Their color accuracy is visually indistinguishable from perfect. The phone has the maximum brightness at 1444 nits. OnePlus hasn't cut off any cost in the camera department and it can be compared with the likes of Samsung or Apple. The camera bump is a massive one, but I like resting my finger on it. The camera bump can easily be covered by using a case with the phone. The 120Hz refresh rate can even work with the Quad HD Plus resolution, unlike the S20 Ultra, which I desperately wanted to try. The software also has the ability to change between 120Hz and 60Hz depending upon what you're doing with your phone at that particular time, which is basically for saving battery. The Oxygen OS is also on par with the Samsung's One UI. The battery has not disappointed me in any way. I easily get 24 hours out of it. Moreover, it charges through wire or wirelessly at an amazing speed. OnePlus claims that the 8 Pro can charge 50% in just 23 minutes. On top of that, OnePlus has also included Qi charging to their phones. It means that it can charge your AirPods, earbuds wirelessly. I tried this feature with the devices I had and I was not able to do it with my Galaxy Active Watch, whereas it was charging just fine on my S20 Ultra. I think it will be solved in the coming updates. The phone is basically made for the future as it boasts 5G technology. Every company is going into that direction in the near future, as did the Samsung with their S20 series. The phone also has dual SIM support. As of now, I'm able to use only one SIM as it is temporarily unavailable in my region. I'm not sure why the phone was released and handed out without working on this feature. According to them, this will be fixed in the upcoming software update. If this is the same problem for your region also, please let me know in the comment section below. The front camera is a 16 megapixel lens with a hole punch on the left side of the phone. It can also capture video at 1080 resolution at 30 frames per second. Coming to the back, we have our 4 cameras. The main camera is a 48 megapixel lens, which is on par with the likes of iPhone and Samsung. A question which comes to everybody's mind is that iPhone uses a 12 megapixel camera, so how is it considered one of the best? It is mainly due to the software and hardware integration. iPhone also has a larger sensor which allows it to perform better in low light despite the lower resolution. It also has an optical image stabilization, which lets it shoot crisp photos even at low shutter speeds. The 3x hybrid zoom on the telephoto lens is the best I have seen till date. The pictures are crisp and clear with a large dynamic range. Although in the night time, the pictures are not the best through this lens. The ultra-wide lens is also 48 megapixel, just like the main lens, which will give you crisp and clear 116-degree angle shots in a single frame. I tried the nightscape mode, which was again great. According to my observation, in the night time, you do not have to choose the nightscape mode because your normal lens automatically adjusts to the darkness. I tried the video stabilization on the phone at 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second. There was a huge difference I could see, as the 60 frames per second video was far better than the other one. The color filter lens, which I was most excited about, will give you some low resolution shots. It's like with this color lens, you can view the world with different filters. The photochrome filter could be used in a wrong way, as it can see through some of the black clothings. It should be used responsibly. On the upcoming updates, this filter could be removed. The Fanatic mode used for gaming is again a great addition. It can be found under the game space. With the Fanatic mode, you can get the best experience for gaming with 120Hz refresh rate while blocking all your notifications, restricting the background usage, and even stop the second SIM to improve network connection for multiplayer games. Now let's see a couple of settings which can be tweaked for your custom usage. Under the customization window, you can change themes, wallpapers, clock styles, and many more stuff. OnePlus has done pretty good with the icon package, as you can get more from the Play Store. The system icons can also be changed to square, a teardrop, or a rounded rectangle. There are only 2 fonts from OnePlus. I think OnePlus should work on adding more fonts and more clock styles to their phones. The graphic smoothing is a feature that is generally found on modern day TVs. This time, it is also added to the OnePlus 8 Pro. It is basically used to upscale content shot in 24 frames per second or 30 frames per second to a higher 120 frames per second. This means that all content can basically be viewed at ultra smooth frame rates for a better viewing experience. This feature is supposed to work on apps like YouTube, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hotstar, and more. Dual speakers with Dolby Atmos support, Bluetooth 5.1, Wi-Fi 6 technology, in-screen fingerprint are some of the other amazing features which OnePlus has packed in this flagship. So summarizing my overall experience about the OnePlus 8 Pro, I like the fact that it comes with a bunch of new features like the 5G technology, a newer chipset, wireless charging, the Qi charging, IP68 certified, and the 120Hz working with the Quad HD Plus resolution. There is not much that I dislike about the phone, but I'm kind of disappointed with certain features like the dual SIM support, always on display, the telephoto lens in the night time, extendable memory slot, and the different prices in different countries. I hope OnePlus can work on them in the future, but I can't take it away from that this is genuinely the best smartphone of 2020 till date. So that's it for the week's video. If you have any specific questions about the phone and its features, leave it in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you're a gadget freak like me.